Welcome to the show. Today we're talking to GoPro, Belkin, and we're looking at smart door locks. One of our favorite outdoor pieces of tech is the GoPro camera. We've been using them for making our TV show, more recently capturing videos of my family with the kids outdoors in wet seaside environments, for example. They have become a part of our everyday active lifestyle. GoPro has brought out a brand new product, the GoPro 9 Hero Black. And I tell you what, it is looking so good, I almost don't want to use my Hero 8 anymore. And that was awesome. Today we're joined by Alex Cashman from GoPro to go through the new product. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing great. How are you, Charlie?
I'm doing well. I got my Hero 8. It's awesome. We've looked at the Hero 9. It's even more awesome. I mean, do you guys ever, when you bring out this new model, you should just write on the box, don't bother with any older ones. This is the one, right? That should be your marketing pitch. Because when you look at this version of GoPro, I mean, it is just so much more in so many different ways than what you've done. And what you've done before there was nothing wrong with it.
Well, that is our overall theme for the Hero 9 Black. It's more everything. So at GoPro, we pride ourselves in always making sure that we're the market leader in whatever it is we're doing. So every year we want to make sure whatever offering we're bringing to our customers, that we give them a reason to upgrade and that we retain that position up at the top of the action camera game. So I'm glad that you seem to agree with our approach here.
Well, the thing about it is, if you are that heavy active person, you know, you are riding a canoe off a waterfall, for example, there's something in that for you. But when you dial it right back to what I guess the bulk of the community would use this for, which is running around videoing their kids in the back garden, not worrying about whether the camera's going to get wet, knocked around, dropped. I mean, that's where this kind of product really does excel with this, with your hyper smooth vision capture and those kinds of things. Take me through how you've improved that.
So on the Hero 9 Black, what we've done is we've introduced Hypersmooth 3.0. So clearly we've already had 2 generations. It was first introduced on the Hero 7 Black. And right off the gate, it established itself as a market leader in electronic image stabilization. So I, of course, can't give away the secret sauce of what actually makes Hypersmooth the best in its class. But with the Hero 8, we were able to improve that by introducing something that we've called Boost, which maintains that GoPro field of view that we're legendary for, but just took Hypersmooth to another level. And then on the Hero 9 Black, we've introduced Hypersmooth 3.0. So what that does is take a mode we've called Boost, and we've introduced Hypersmooth Boost in all modes. So that's the unrivaled image stabilization in terms of action cameras at this point. But one of the biggest changes on the Hero 9 Black that I love for Hypersmooth is something we're calling horizon leveling. It's something that's built into the camera. So when you enable horizon leveling on the Hero 9 Black, what it means is if you've mounted that camera to, say, your kid's toy or your mountain bike and it's not perfectly level, or maybe you just don't want to pay much attention while you're chasing the kids around the backyard, the camera's going to hold that horizon level for you as you're running around, even through all your bounces and bumps. So it's going to give a little bit more of a cinematic feel to even just your everyday videos. So you don't have to be in a canoe and out paddling across the ocean or doing something extreme. You can give the camera to your kids and get a whole new perspective with it and make sure you're still getting the best image stabilization in the game, especially now with the horizon leveling that we've brought into the Hero 9 Black.
I mean, we make a TV show and we do a lot of color corrections and things like that of the vision that we capture, but it looks like when we shoot stuff with a GoPro, and especially with the Hero 9 Black, it looks like a lot of that is being taken care of directly with the camera and the software associated with it. Is that correct? And is the goal that once you're exporting or dumping that vision at the end of the experience that you've had, you really don't need to do too much more to it to make it watchable in its best form.
Absolutely. So I'd like to thank you on the behalf of my team here in San Mateo, California, as well as some of the folks we work with over in Paris, France. This is exactly what we do. We try to provide the best out-of-box experience. So you don't need to have this experience in color grading and editing. And ideally, if that's not your specialty, we want you to be able to take this camera out of the box and capture footage that looks like it's been color graded and done professionally, but it's straight off the camera. Now, of course, the GoPro also gives you the flexibility where if you do know what you're doing and you want to go into these manual settings and you do want to edit your footage later, you have the flexibility to do that. But ideally, we would love for you to be able to take it out of the box and be happy with what you've got.
It is in black. That was particularly difficult for me just over 12 months ago when I dropped my Hero 8, or might have even been Hero 7, I can't remember exactly, but it was a bad day nonetheless. When I was at Fiji videoing the kids on a water course, it fell down amongst the dark seagrasses, and I spent about 4 hours looking for it. I even enlisted the help of a scuba dive teacher who went down there with her aqualung on and all that. Have you thought about making one in orange?
I'm not personally the one making those decisions. I think maybe that might help some people in your situation. As an image quality specialist, I think there's some downsides to having everything in orange. But yeah, I mean, I guess the best suggestion I could give for you at this point is to maybe purchase our floaty accessory, which will let your camera float so you won't lose it. And it is bright orange, so you won't lose it if it falls out of the canoe or your surfboard. It'll be out there.
Very good advice. Talk to me about your 5K, because a lot of work you did last time was around 4K and improving that 4K resolution. Now you've gone to 5K. Do we need to have that native 8K television to get that enhanced benefit? What are we going to see there?
Absolutely not. So in this tiny package, we've crammed a 5K sensor. It's about 23.6 megapixels that's coming off of it. So just because you're shooting in 5K doesn't necessarily mean you need a 5K device to view it. It means you will get a better image quality. So even if you're shrinking these images down to something that's more usable, you're going to be using all of these pixels up front in kind of an oversampled manner. So you will get a better image. Additionally, the 5K is going to give you the ability to crop in on things. So maybe if you weren't as close to something as you thought and you want to crop in your video, you still have plenty of room to crop in and maintain that awesome resolution. And on the back side of that, this 5K video is actually going to give you about a 14.7 megapixel image if you take a still frame grab out of a video. So if you can't decide whether you want to take a video or you want to take a photo, just take a 5K 30 video, and later you can pull a frame out of that video, and it'll actually be a higher resolution than the photos off of your Hero 8 Black. So that's part of the real strength and beauty of this new sensor in the Hero 9 Black.
You do ongoing updates as part of your support for GoPro customers. You've got, as I understand it, a firmware upgrade coming out. Is it November? What kind of things do you improve on through those updates? What can we look forward to in this next one, if you can tell us?
Well, officially, I can't really speak to any future things that we're working on any of our products, but we're always continually looking to make things better on our cameras, whether we listen to some of the community feedback, say we find some bugs, we use these opportunities to put in some of these bug fixes, add some of the final polish, as well as some of the support for some of the accessories that might be coming out just a little bit later down the road.
The accessory list that you've got is staggeringly long. When you're making the new cameras, do you aim to have the historical accessories continue to work with the new ones? Because most often we don't see a lot of change in the type of form factors that we're seeing with the new cameras from year to year, especially.
Right. Well, we do make over 40 accessories for our cameras. And of course, we would always like to maintain that backwards compatibility as much as we possibly can, so that people who already own a lot of our GoPro products and our accessories are going to be forward compatible with the next camera that comes out. So one example of this is going to be a big change that came on the Hero 8 last year, was these folding mounting fingers that come off of the bottom of the camera. This no longer means you have to worry about the frame sizes or anything like that. It's going to mount to any part of our GoPro ecosystem that you already own, whether it's one of these QR plates that I've got hundreds of them laying around my apartment now.
Me too.
So we always want to maintain as much backwards compatibility as we can with all of our accessories.
One of the areas of growth for GoPro that I've noticed is just people on YouTube doing stuff and taking advantage of that wide angle lens that you've got. I mean, there's a very popular guy who walks around boats, Aquaholic, I think he calls himself, and he just does these video walkthroughs of these luxury boats, and it's a very, very popular channel. There's a long, long list of them. What that says to me is the quality of your cameras is so good that people are actually trading down from potentially a mirrorless or a DSLR type rig to a GoPro because the quality of the shots they're able to get are of high enough quality, 4K for example, and color saturation. That must make you guys feel pretty good that people are making those choices.
It's absolutely amazing to know that somebody can walk around with something in their pocket that's going to produce a cinematic quality video, and they don't even really have to think about it. I mean, if they're out doing something a little more advanced, you can set the camera over here, start recording, and forget about it. And we also get some feedback from Hollywood. These are being used in professional movies, so everything from what's on the big screen to somebody's cell phone at home just to show their family. We're really covering the whole range of people that want access to these videos. So we take a lot of pride in being able to provide that for everybody across the spectrum, whether they're just trying to shoot a Hollywood movie, their home movie, or doing exactly what I'm doing right now is I'm actually talking to you through the GoPro webcam feature, which is now on the Hero 9 Black. I'm actually speaking to you through a Hero 9 Black right now. Wow. And it is actually available on the Hero 8 Black. So if there's a webcam shortage from any of the lockdowns or work from home situations, you're being spoken to through the GoPro as a webcam as we speak. So you can see my lovely house.
and how long does it take you? I mean, we see this release every year, right? That about September, you have a new sort of Hero GoPro that comes out. How long are you actually working on it for? Sorry, that was Siri. How long does it actually take you to develop your GoPro devices? Is it sort of 3, 6, 12, longer? Did you start on this sort of 2-3 years ago? How long is your R&D here?
We're generally looking a couple years ahead on everything we're doing. So we're not scrambling to cram it all in just a single year of development. We're always looking ahead to the next one while one is currently in development. So I can't, again, give away too many of our secrets there, but I do kind of know what's coming down the pipe. So we're always keeping these things in consideration. So we're always looking a couple years out, and we have teams worldwide that are working on all of these things to bring them together about every fall when we tend to release these cameras so far.
Final question for today, Alex. If somebody has never used a GoPro before and they want to start their journey, what's the number one piece of advice that you would give to them as to help them to pick up that GoPro and start making some really cool content when they haven't actually done anything with GoPro before? What would you say to them?
I think the biggest piece of advice I can give you is just to get out and do it. These cameras look super cool. You can mount them almost anywhere. You can mount it in a position you've never really thought of. So you're not going to hold it in front of your face. You'll tend to have kind of a lower angle on something when you're filming it. But I think the GoPro just provides this really cool look with that super wide lens that's on it. And if you just go out and hit record on the video and start running around, you're going to end up getting something cool.
It is a wonderful world when you can capture it with your GoPro. The GoPro Hero 9 Black is the latest version. If you've got the Hero 8, I think there's enough in there for you to upgrade. If you've got something older, stop wasting your time. Get the latest GoPro tech for your capturing experience. Alex Cashman, GoPro, thank you for your time today. Thanks for taking us through the new camera and talking to us a bit about what you guys are doing.
Absolutely. No problem. Thanks for the opportunity, and good luck, everybody out there, with your new Hero 9 Blacks.
We'll speak again soon.
With the end of the year fast approaching, there's no time like now before the holiday rush begins to get on top of your to-do list and to back up your photos. And the Epson FF680W has you covered.
From photo albums through to photo booths and the odd picture here and there, the FF680W offers worry-free scanning for a variety of media types and sizes, including postcards, panoramic photos, and even Polaroids. Epson's Fast Photo FF680W is the world's fastest personal photo scanner, scanning as fast as 1 photo per second at 300 dpi and up to 36 photos per batch. Making things simpler, you can easily scan, restore and organise your images for everything from sharing to archiving and even getting enlargements. With the easy auto upload feature, the Fast Photo Scanner software makes it simple to share pictures to the cloud.
Not only can you back up your photos, but you can bring them back to life using some of the latest digital technology available with the Epson Fast Photo FF680W.
The idea of a smart door lock is appealing to me because, while there's so many benefits and features that I would find useful. So I pitched the idea at the other part of my family that has to rubber stamp new additional technology arrivals in the home, and it was knocked back because it's ugly, apparently. Well, today we're talking with Geoff Quattromani about smart door locks and some of the benefits of them, and maybe we might be able to find one that isn't deemed ugly. How are you, sir?
Really well, Charlie. How are you?
Good. I'm speaking with a little bit of bewilderment because smart door lock adds so many levels of flexibility to entering your home. Let's maybe go through your sort of top 3 areas of that to begin with. Where are those main 3 benefits of a smart door lock?
So the first of all, the biggest thing to know is that you don't have to physically carry a key. You can literally use your phone, have proximity sensing that as you start to walk towards the door, it unlocks automatically. But even think about when you've got visitors coming, if they catch you and you're not home, you can actually let them into the house. You can do that from your phone, or you can give people a virtual key that they can actually come and walk into the home as well. So you've got this convenience element of not having to worry about that little piece of steel that guards the door. There's so many other ways to lock and unlock the door, especially if you've got kids who do forget to lock the door behind them.
The person going through the door, if they don't have a phone, it's a PIN code. Some of them, not all of them have a PIN code option that you can add?
Some of them do, some of them don't. So the one from Samsung, for example, this one I'm holding up here, it's got a screen on the front where they can just put in a PIN code and you can randomize that for guests that are coming, or you can have a regular one that you would use. It's also got a fingerprint sensor on the front too, which is completely unique, whereby you touch your finger on the sensor and the door unlocks. The one that I'm testing from Nuki, or Nuki, if it's actually pronounced properly, that particular unit is on the front, looks like it's a normal key barrel. On the inside is where all the smarts are, and that's where it's all electronically controlled. Or you can carry a key fob like you have for a car, that as you approach it, the door unlocks as well.
So just hold on that vision there. Just go back to that vision with the shot. That one, that right there. That doesn't look ugly. Yep. That actually looks quite...
It's not terrible.
Organically well designed, or whatever the word is.
It's definitely gotten a lot better. They used to be a long panel that also had the door handle built in, and this is where the change has come about, is you'll see that has no handle on it. You can't pull the door shut with that Samsung lock, but you would normally have a separate handle above it, which doesn't have any sort of mechanism except for pulling and closing. But that PIN code, or using your smartphone or your fingerprint, gets you in. And that is a small unit. The one from Nuki is all on the inside. So from the outside, people wouldn't even know that you've got a smart lock. So it looks even better again.
So do we have that Nuki vision? Can we see what the Nuki looks like?
I've also got it here on a fake door. That's the inside of it here. It is a unit that's battery powered. And then on the front, if I flip it around, this is my little fake door, you've just got your traditional key barrel. Because what Nuki does is they allow you to use the key inside the mechanism. So it's just bolted on to your existing lock. You're not changing anything on the door. You're just bolting this product onto the actual key lock itself.
So just hold that barrel up again, right? Just so I can see the barrel, which is the view you're going to see from outside the front door. That is as ugly as entering a regular door lock, right?
It's the same door lock you would already have. Absolutely.
Exactly. I think we might be able to put forward a bit of a presentation on this one and see if we can get this one through Congress of the Home. The other benefit that you're talking about, though, I mean, is this ability for the kids to just arrive home from school, even if they don't have a phone, they can arrive home from school. They don't need to remember keys, which they often lose, for example.
Absolutely. So what I like here is first of all, the proximity feature, so that if they've got a key fob, which is almost a very small dongle that they can walk up to the door, it detects that they're there and they can walk straight in. They could even just call you and say, look, the door's locked, and you could be from anywhere in the world unlocking the front door for them and actually even locking it to make sure it's been locked after they've left or come back in. So you've got this benefit there, and there is a keypad for the new key, and obviously there's one built into the Samsung that you can also have a unique code on as well. So there's actually more ways to unlock the door with a smart lock than there is with a traditional lock.
The cost and then the installation are obviously going to be two factors that affect whether somebody gets one of these added to their home. Talk us through those.
So first of all, the Samsung, which is the lock barrel, it's the whole kit and caboodle. That one you're looking at $569. Installation can still be DIY if you don't mind handling a screwdriver and an Allen key. Yeah. Whereas the new key starts from $400 and it goes up depending on all the different fobs and things like that you want with it. This one is very DIY because it just does go on your existing lock. You're literally doing all the installation from the inside, putting the product on top of it, connecting it to your smart home and your smartphone, and away you go. So that one could not be easier, whereas the Samsung one just needs to be a little bit handy, but anyone can do it themselves, really.
Well, I mean, if you can unbox a 65-inch Samsung TV, then no doubt you can install your Samsung lock on the front door of your house. The other thing is about batteries and concerns around hacking and all those kinds of things. How often are you needing to replace the battery? What's the recommendation?
So it always comes back down to usage and how often you are using the door. Samsung think that you'll be able to get around a year of battery life out of their particular product. They just take AA batteries, so that's something to remember. Keep them spare. You'll get plenty of notification leading up to when it's low battery, so you're not going to get caught out. With the new key product, even if the battery is dead, you've still got that key barrel there. Stick your key in and you can open it. Whereas with the Samsung, you really do need to make sure you change those batteries because there's not a lot of ways to override it. So you need to be aware of that. Keep those batteries charged and make sure that when you do get home, if you see that amber light on or even if it's red, you better change those batteries.
We are getting a new front door, and I think we might bundle the arrival of a smart door lock with the new front door. It might be sort of a package bill through Congress, if you like. We'll put them together and then get the vote of the House. It's a wonderful world, the smart lock. Lots of benefit, lots of cool features to it. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other features that we don't have time to get to today. We might talk about that another time. Maybe once I've got my own smart door lock installed on my house. Geoff Quattromani, good to chat to you. Thanks for your time today. We'll chat to you again next week.
Thanks, Charlie.
Imagine if you never had to pick up the iron again. Every morning you literally just went to the cupboard and your clothes were ready to go. Well, here's the LG Styler.
The LG Styler is the perfect laundry companion. The steam clothing care system is essentially a smart dryer and steamer in one. It helps sanitize for a healthier home by reducing allergens by up to 99% from clothes, pillows, and more with just the gentle power of steam. To refresh your clothes, hang them inside the styler, select the desired function, and you're off. The wrinkles are removed from your everyday wardrobe, and you can easily care for the clothes that can't be treated in traditional washers or high-heat tumble dryers. With multiple heat settings in the LG Styler, you can prevent the chances of shrinkage or creases of your delicate clothing.
It's not only a machine designed for those that can't go in the wash, but it can also refresh your clothes without any chemicals or detergents.
Well, we all want our devices to charge faster. The ability to take a smartphone or a laptop and have it charged quicker than before is a massive convenience when we seem to have less time than ever these days. There are a lot of different charging solutions around, and there are some brands that are working to make solutions that will charge your device quickly, but do it in a way that doesn't overstress the device. And we'll get into why that's important in a second. Today, we're joined by Norbert Van Boode from Belkin to talk about their brand new smart chargers. We've got a couple of them here. Norbert, welcome to the show.
Ollie, thank you so much for having me.
Brilliant. Now, the smart charging world, I mean, we've only seen it, I guess, for the last sort of 4 or 5 years, especially, in particular with brands like yourself. Why would I buy a smart charger for my device when a charger comes in the box, when I purchase the tablet, laptop, smartphone already?
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely want to buy the power profile that you have on your device, whether it be your phone, your tablet, or your laptop. There are many fast charging power profiles out there. Most notable are USB PD, USB-C PD power delivery, and also Qualcomm Quick Charge. When we make sure that we work most optimally and do the correct handshake with the device that you're trying to charge, so it charges at the fastest speed that the device allows and does so in a very fast and reliable way. Having said that, also we are introducing in terms of our chargers that you have at your desk right there, Gallium nitride, or short GaN, a semiconductor that improves on the existing silicon. It makes the whole charger more efficient, more high performance. That way we can make the charger much smaller, 50% smaller than the existing inbox charger you might be able to find, to not only give you that optimal charging experience, but have that in the smaller form factor as well.
Okay. On the side of the box are the ones you sent me here. You've got the different devices that are obviously tested and guaranteed for these smart chargers to work with. You've got iPhone 11 Pro Max, iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11. You go basically down to iPhone 8 Plus, and then you've got MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, iPad Pro. So it's not just smartphones, is it? It's a range of different USB-C chargeable devices. But I guess the thing that we just need to understand is how much faster would purchasing something like this be than that regular in-box or associated with the device that comes with the device be when you get that original charger? What's the kind of time difference?
Yeah, that's a great question. So taking the iPhone 11 as 11 currently gets shipped with a 5-watt inbox charger. The 5-watt inbox charger takes roughly more to charge between 0 to 50%. As if you're using a power delivery charger that does up to 18 watts of power, you'll be able to charge 0 to 50% in 30 minutes. So that's a very significant time difference. Let's assume you forgot to charge overnight and you have to quickly rush out of your house. By the time you're taking the time, you will 50% of charge in your phone.
Very good. The other thing I guess we want to understand is if you're pushing more power faster into your device, doesn't that open the door for the battery on the device to become more stressed? And how do you guys make sure that that does not occur? Because more stress to the battery when you're charging it usually leads to the battery having a shorter lifespan.
Absolutely. I think we want to be very mindful of the battery life and how the charger affects the overall battery life cycle. One thing, we do thorough negotiation with the device itself. So for example, the iPhone 0%, we will most likely provide the fastest power output there is, close to 18 watts. This levels gets closer to 80% and then 90% and beyond. We continue that negotiation, that handshake together with the phone. That way we slow that to at a lower level so we don't overshoot and potentially damage the.
Very, very good information there, Norbert. The Belkin dual USB-C GAN wall charger, 68 watt, that's this one. And the USB-C GAN wall charger, 30 watt, that's this one, are the devices we're talking about today from Belkin. We'll put more details in the section below. These guys are available through major retailers at the moment. If you got one of the devices that's compatible, make sure you go check them out. Norbert Van Boode from Belkin, thanks for joining us today to take us through your fast charging solutions you've just brought to market.
This is Genie, the touchscreen device delivering your favorite streaming entertainment. It's smart, safe, and fits in your pocket.
You'll notice that Genie has no cameras, as this is an entertainment device. Every Genie has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity, a 5-inch plastic touchscreen, FM radio receiver, and a 2,200 mAh battery. We've also included basic parental controls allowing you to pin lock the apps and settings on every Genie. Don't know the pin? Then you can't open the app. There are 3 versions of Genie: Genie, Genie Plus, and Genie Connect. Genie is perfect for listening to apps like Spotify and Apple Music with limited distractions. Genie Plus has the same hardware but is a Google-registered device. So we've pre-installed some Google services like YouTube, Google Maps, and Chrome, and you can download and install your favorite apps via the Google Play Store. Genie Connect is just like the Genie Plus, but with 4G connectivity. Your Genie Connect will stream your favorite entertainment via Wi-Fi and 4G, make and receive calls, and also text. With Genie Connect, we've included the ability to personalize the incoming and outgoing call and SMS experience using our preloaded call block. Block or approve incoming calls and SMS traffic as you decide. Find your Genie, a safer, smart device.
Thanks for tuning in. A big thanks to GoPro and Belkin for their time today. Geoff Quattromani, of course, he'll be back next week too. Questions and comments in the section below. Tune into our radio show this weekend, and our next TV show will be on October 24 on Channel 9 across the country. Until next week though, stay safe.